Well, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Thumbs up for that. It was kind of rainy and wet yesterday. It is very cold and wet and gray and rainy today. I mean, it's not raining at the moment, but there may be a storm, so hopefully we don't lose power. Enjoy. But still, life is life. Went to bed late, but slept well, and that's a very good thing. There are some things I want to talk about. I saw this one thing about how, one thing I don't like to do is to blame kids just for being kids. I mean, when you see kids doing dumb stuff on TikTok and all that and other social media, you know, it seems bad, but kids always do dumb stuff. It's just right now it's a new world with new dumb stuff to do. And kids are kids. You can't blame kids for being kids. So yeah, there's social media and there's new dumb stuff to do because we've taken away a lot of the old things for them to do, and now we gotta fill their time somehow. So I don't blame kids for being kids. I wish, they weren't getting hurt or anything like that, but that's what happens when you're young, an undeveloped brain. I mean, kids are kids. And of course, front load the video. If you could interact with the YouTube algorithm, toss me a like, that would be cool. Maybe subscribe to the channel, that would be definitely awesome. If you could leave me a comment, definitely a thumbs up on that. And I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These people literally help to keep me alive. Oh boy, my disability barely covers my rent. And then I've got nothing to live on past that. These people help me out and help me survive. And it is appreciated to no end. If you'd like to become a patron, I do have links in the Show More video description. I don't know where that is. I don't know what device you're watching this on, but it would be cool if you could check it out. Thumbs up. Yay, front loading over. But yeah, I'm not going to blame kids for being kids. I did some bloody stupid stuff when I was young. I mean, nothing like the TikTok door kick challenge where you go up to people's houses and apparently you kick doors and then you record yourself doing it. Here in gun central of the world, the United States. Dumb idea. Kick on somebody's door, they're gonna think it's a home invasion and shoot you through it. So don't, please. But past that, I mean, just kids are gonna be kids. Thumbs up. Past that, just survived. I stayed here, I watched videos, I played games. I actually recorded something yesterday and then edited and rendered, but just wasn't feeling it, so didn't upload it. But it was around 6, 7 o'clock by the time it was all done, and by then I was just exhausted, so I went out walkies. So thumbs up for that. And it's a good thing. The walkies part, not the not uploading part. I mean, that can be good too, but it all depends on the way you look at stuff. But I went out walking, and I did a lot of thinking about things, a whole lot of creative talk, so I'm largely going to probably be spending most of my time here just talking about the razor's edge and creative writing stuff and such like that. Nothing really else has happened in my life, and it's a Saturday. Weekends are slow, so there's not a whole lot that has happened. I mean, it is harsh here right now. It gets dark soon. Yesterday around 1 o'clock, it was so dark and dim outside, I was ready to go to bed. My body said, oh, it's time to go to bed. So it's hard to do anything. Seasonal affective disorder syndrome, SADS, depression from that is just stomping on me this year. So joy. But I'm still trying to be as creative as possible. I haven't done any real writing yet, but I've also trying to, do the rest of my stuff in my life. And my batteries have to be charged up enough to be able to do it. And oy vey, when you've got enough chronic issues, it's hard. Now, there are other people with chronic issues that have a whole lot worse than I do and do a whole lot more than I do. But everybody is individual and different. So, thumbs up on that. But one thing I did do yesterday, I did a whole bunch of thinking on stuff, but by the time I got back with what I thought was pretty cool ideas, I didn't write anything down because I was just so tired. And I thought about this stuff as I was going to bed and going, gosh, I sure hope I remember in the morning. I didn't remember in the morning. It took me like a full hour and a half before I was able to remember what the heck I had been thinking about last night. And thank goodness I did. I've got a story idea that I want to tell as an inside-outside razor's edge story. And it's a horror story, but it also shows what it's like to live on the inside. Plus, as well, it's very, very strange, and I still don't understand the whole glamours thing myself. But as I've mentioned, I have to follow my creativity. I can't push it. I can't decide something, how something is going to work, and then try to force it in. I have to chew on it to try and figure it out. I still don't understand how and why the glamours are myself, how and why and what, because, hey, I'm a person here with my own limited 3+1, length, depth, width, brain, and one time sense. I don't have enough brain power to be able to think up and outside of myself. But I have mentioned before that the geography on the inside is very fluid because there's a lot more there. Out here, as I've said it, and I'm going to replay it because I hate the way I always say as I've stated, but I do it and I hate that. But reality out here on the outside is as flat and smooth as a koala's brain, unwrinkled. There's the there that's here is all the there that there is. Fully on the inside, there is a lot more there, because it's the geography is essentially an infinite fractal landscape. There is in each zone that you can walk into an area of observation. It's just your observational area. But every place you go into can be almost anything. Now you get attuned to certain levels and types. So as you come from the outside into the razor's edge, you are attuned to that area because there's been so much in and out traffic. When you go in, the first place you find is all this stuff, Apple Rock and all these things, because it's attuned to the outside. And then the inside is attuned to this area of the razor's edge when you come out through it. And so you find a consistent area. But it's not all consistent. Not everybody is attuned to the outside. And each zone, a good way to look at it, as I've tried to think of, is like an overhead shot of think of a 4X game like Civilization, a way up high shot where you see individual tiles. And each tile is not like mountain tile, plain tile, whatever. These are all individual observational zones. And so each zone is made up of a whole bunch of layers. Now each zone is each individual zone, but of course each zone is made up of all these different layers. And so these different layers are every different possible place that they could be. Almost an infinite amount of things inside of just each zone. And it's because it's observational. When you, as an individual, walk into a new observational area, a new zone, there's a playlist, and it hits shuffle. Somebody else coming through can walk the same path as you are and go into someplace entirely different. There's a lot more there, and I'm doing a terrible job of describing it, and I'm sorry about that. In the razor's edge, it's even more so. Because of the flowing of energies on both sides, it is 1,000 times more. Now what I mean by each layer and each zone is like the town of Tenasket, let's say, Tenasket Valley. Tenasket as a town has been stabilized with the people that live there, because intelligence is a stabilizing effect because of the quantum knotting in our brains generates a stabilizing field. The more intelligence you get, the more stabilizing it is, which helps attune, which keeps things stable, which spreads out. So the more people you get into an area, the larger and more stable an area is. Thus, you can walk from one side of the town to the other, and you're walking from one side of the town to the other, instead of in a place way out in the middle of nowhere where who knows where you're going to end up traveling in that same distance. And even at that, remembering each zone is made up of a number of layers. So as you travel through a town like Tonasket, you may, like once a year, come across a neighborhood that you've never been through before. And it's slightly different, a little bit odd, but the people that live there have lived there, their whole lives. Maybe they run a tea shop that's been there for, 10 generations. Like the Ankaba district or neighborhood. You've never been to there before. It's still in Tonasket, it's just on a different layer. So are there different Tonaskets? Basically, each place is infinite, but you're attuned to this one area. But when you travel on the inside and on the razor's edge, because the geography is fluid, you have to travel with the glamours. And even traveling from one side of the city to the other, you're not just traveling in a straight line here to there. You're going different layers, whichever place individualized is best for you. So you do travel through a whole bunch of different layers just to get where you're going. And you can stop and talk and be friendly and happy, and then maybe you never see him again. Or maybe because it's a nice place, Tonasket Valley is, it's a valley, and it's got lots of pine trees and stuff like that, but, after you found that one tea shop and a nice little, clearing where you're overlooking the valley, and it's lush jungle life, thousands of feet below you, you decide to stop by there in the Ankaba neighborhood to take your tea. You just keep it in mind, and with the glamours, you're there. You're not just instantly there, you have to walk. So the glamours are absolutely necessary, because if you can't have the glamours, we'll talk again about air travel and space travel. But for right now, if the glamours aren't there, but you are on an area that's been made, that layer is essentially infinite if you're trapped and you can't, but there are ways. Just like the razor's edge has bursts of energy that create more if you push out to where there's none, it's like that in a layer. So I had an idea for a story where people in a motel, they wake up and they're stuck in this layer. It's only created so far out, but it's all variations on this one motel. So there's different hallways that could run for miles. There are lots of different kitchens. There are just rooms, thousands and hundreds of rooms they've explored, and they don't know what's happened. The only glamour that they can feel is the front desk. So no matter where they are, they can always make it back to the front desk. They can follow that glamour after they go exploring. And they kind of want to, because normally there's a situation that, sometimes, some being or a thing or a situation or a location can temporarily block your ability to interact with the glamours. They can't affect the glamours. They can affect your ability to interact with the glamours. That's what's happened. They don't know what, where, or why. So as they're exploring, one of the people hears noises behind a door. And I think that it would be kind of a good way to put it. He hears the noises, he or she, they hear the noises. And then they are reintroduced back as somebody else is doing something when they rush in, slam the door because they say, I heard noises. And when I opened the door, as it was opening before I got fully in, I heard 2 heavy footsteps and then a door slammed. And when I peeked my head around, there's more people that are here than just us. And the thing that ran out there was eating a guy. So there's a half-eaten guy up there. We're not alone. I think I know why we can't reach the glamours. So everyone's worried. And of course, it being the inside and the razor's edge, they're pretty much like, oh great, we're all going to be eaten, aren't we? And it's like, there's sadness, there's like, oh, I don't want to be eaten, I got my whole life ahead of me. But unlike maybe out here where you'd look upon it with horror and revulsion, like, oh my god, I'm going to be eaten, that's terrible. In there, it's like, well, it'd be bad to be hit by a car. It'd be bad to fall off a roof and break my neck. It would be bad to be eaten by something. It would be bad to fall down the stairs. It's terrible, but it's something that happens. And so they're not wanting to be eaten, but they're trapped, and there's something there in there. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me a comment, up to 25, and it's been a long time, except in the various little bumps and spurts here and there, where since I've had 25 people, but thank you very, very much. Anything more than 0 is awesome. And if I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I count American Sign Language with my depression, fibro, brain fog, so much more, there is improvement. There always will be, but excuse me. I drank soda before starting. Now the gas is escaping. My captives are leaving. Ice Damon, thumbs up and thank you. Tuka DONCIC, thumbs up and thank you. Moshi Moshi, greatly appreciated. Randall Stackhouse, thumbs out, and I will do that. No OB, absolutely, thumbs up. There is Roz Lens, thumbs up. There is Sarge778 Return CODM, thumbs up. Weston Volter, thank you. We have Jade Lubicane, I sure hope I'm close. Thank you very, very much. And JT, greatly appreciated. We have Pancake Cookie. Well, hey, Amelia would say hi right back to your kitty. We have Yuki Likes Hot Potatoes. Thumbs up and thank you very much. We have Craig YAC. It is good. And we have Mountain TAY and then a whole bunch of vowels. It will be, I feel so. And Larry from Space, thank you very, very much. A Bizarre YouTuber, thank you, greatly appreciated. There is ELX Irish, thumbs up. And then hi, ahaha, thumbs up. Elroll569, thank you very, very much. Good to see you in the comments. Christoph Svensson, I sure hope I'm close. Ben B, greatly appreciated. Killing it, thumbs up and thank you. And that is it. I have no idea how many people left me comments. I got lost. My hands were doing it, but up here I was stuck. But thank you, each and every one of you. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, and that is appreciated to no end. And of course, I don't know what device you're watching this on, but somewhere is a video description. Inside, I have links to things like all of my various channels, if you could check that out, and Twitter, Facebook, Patreon. And I would like to thank, again, each and every one of my Patreon patrons. Literally, these beautiful and awesome people help to keep me alive, and that is appreciated. I'm on a limited income. I cannot work. Thank you so very much to each and every one of these people. It is, again, so much appreciated. My hamster and my kitty cat would both thank you so very much if they could speak English. But I can speak English for them, and thank you so very, very much. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, inside of those links, I have a PayPal. If you could check that out. I'm not above grubbing for your spare change when you got next to nothing. Anything helps. And there's an Amazon wish list link with things like cat food and hamster bedding. If you could check that out, that'd be awesome. Thank you very, very much. Now, of course, do not feel obligated. I don't feel entitled. And if you cannot or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart. So thank you very, very much. And of course, if you toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. And if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool and greatly appreciated. A definite thumbs up. Of course, remember to seek creativity, positivity, and balance. These are a good foundation for life. They are not everything in life. They are just a good skeleton to build the rest of your life upon. Make sure to do more than just that, but that is a good start. And of course, with the Covfefe bug still raging, please, if you don't have to go out amongst others, don't. If you do, maintain your social distancing, wear a mask, wash your hands off, and try not to touch your face. It ain't easy, I know that. Now, get the vaccine if you haven't, and if you have, get the booster. You gotta get through this. You don't want to suffer the consequences. Oy vey. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and, well, quite frankly, I think that's a very good thing.